Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 8, Integration Day here at Activate Your Magical Essence. Hello, everyone. I hear welcome. My own echo on Facebook. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone that has come. I appreciate you guys being here. Yes, Alana, day 8. Can you even believe that? So good to see you. We'll see if anyone else drops in as we continue through or hangs out with us over on Facebook. Oh, I feel you, Alana. It's been a little bit. Yay, Alisa's here. Okay. Let's see, maybe I'll do the polls. A minute. All right. Here we go. Everyone's coming in. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I'm happy that we have this day 8 because I need to have like a little bit of a calm down. Like, it's been so fun and so full, and just really enjoyed being here and connecting with you all. And I'm super excited for today where we get to actually have you guys come on. I'm going to allow participants to unmute yourselves, and we can have you guys come on and just share a bit about your experience. It's so helpful. It's so valuable to get to share, speak it out loud, be seen, witnessed, held, and whatever is there for you. I just want to hear your stories. Like, I'm over here in my world and I'm like immersed in this immersion. It is just like eat, sleep, breathe, nothing but this for over a week. And so many of you have been here with me and really being immersed in it, especially those of you who are here today in integration session. So I am super excited to hear what it's been like on your side, being immersed in this, what's been coming alive in your own life, in your own magic. And then just getting some feedback on the event as well. I have a few polls I'm going to pop up during the course of this. To let you guys just give me some feedback around what you liked, what was your favorite. So I'm planning to do another event, do this again in 6 months, a year. I don't know. We'll see what the divine timing is. But your feedback is what is going to help me to craft it so that I can create even more potency, even more magic, bring back the favorite guest speakers, all of that. So super appreciate you being here and doing that. Oh, so let's see here. Let's start out. If you want, I actually just kind of want to know how you guys are doing right now. If you want to just put in the chat, how are you feeling? How are you arriving today? Joan is like, I am rocking it. I'm Superwoman. I see you there, Alisar. I see your big smile, looking good. Tia and Christy, and Joan Jensen, you're not on video, so I can't see how you're doing. So let me know. Let me know in the chat just how you are arriving today. So as you do that too, there's a couple of pieces here. Let's see, go ahead and bring the testimonials back up, Faith. I'll share that. So I just reminder and sharing a bit that if you have had some amazing shifts and changes or just enjoyed the experience, that there is an opportunity with creating and writing a testimonial. Put it in the Facebook group, send it to me, put it on your public Facebook, Instagram, and tag me, or email me at mayumi@mayumiessence.com. So welcoming everyone who might be watching the replay as well. That's all available for you also. And if at any time when you're watching this replay, you feel called to and inspired to do that, please do so, whatever date it is. And if you complete doing that by the end of next week, which is January 20th, then I'm going to be holding a special, intimate, small group coaching session, transformational coaching session of diving really deep into prosperity codes and activating your magic and like really kind of feeling into it's feeling alive for me right now. And it's going to get even clearer as I get closer and I feel you in it. But it is really delving into where this intersection of your magic and your prosperity. What are ways that we can create prosperity and monetize the things that is your natural magic expression in the world? Yesterday, I talked about my shift from like working for someone else, doing something that felt like it was such a grind and I was so burnt out doing, and then letting that go and shifting into, and really for a while, I literally just threw myself out in the universe and was just like, universe, catch me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I can survive. I am just trusting you. And I had such a feeling of being a baby bird, launching myself out of the nest, having no idea if I could fly, and just being like, I am praying and trusting and believing that I have wings and that I am going to be able to fly and that the universe is going to pick me up with currents and support me. And, one way or another, through all sorts of different means, it did. It did. And I continue to be financially supported, emotionally supported. And as I made that transition, which, was bumpy at times, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, it is bumpy making that transition if you're going from like full-time matrix 9 to 5 into like my creative pursuits and like really activating those. It's a bumpy transition. It can take a little while to get going. And then once you've made that transition, you're like, oh, I am a bird. Oh, I'm flying. I found the thermals. I'm being lifted up by the universe. All I have to do is spread my wings and soar. And the universe is supporting me in offering my magic to the world. So I'm really passionate about that. And I know so many of you have so much magic and such big dreams. So I feel like I want to do an interactive, like diving deep into that. So that's the session that I'm feeling called to offer. And I would love to offer that as a thank you for anyone that is inspired to create and share a testimonial of your experience here. So that is that opportunity. And then, oh yeah, you know what? Okay, so this funny thing keeps happening, you guys. On Monday, I did this oracle card reading drawing, right? And the first person I pulled, and then like that morning, I was in such a hurry before I got on that I just was like trying to write down who did it. Anyway, so the first person hadn't posted any of her testimonials or any of her rituals. And so I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't choose her. And then Tia Marie, I picked her, but then she was like, I didn't get to finish all of them and I'm not fully caught up. And she was like, I don't know if I feel like I'm worthy. She posted that in the group of like really receiving it. But she also told me her why. And you guys, she's been going through a lot and she made some big shifts after Throat Chakra Day. I think she shared a little in her comment. And I'm like so proud of her and I really want to support her. So what came to me is I'm going to do an oracle card reading with her. And I'm just going to draw again because why not? We're just going to keep giving away more. I still want to do another oracle card reading because they're so fun. And I love getting to have time one-on-one with you guys. And so we'll see if I can actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I do have like 8 people on my list that I'm pretty sure I've been interacting with y'all and I'm pretty sure I haven't like verified every single thing, but that it is. So let's do another little reading and see what we come up with here. Ready? Drum roll. Oracle card 4, which is Alisar, and you are here. Oh my gosh, yay. I'm so excited. Woohoo. All right, well, I know that you've been posting and doing your rituals, so I don't have any questions on that one. So I'm so excited. We'll be in DMs and we'll get that scheduled. And I saw that you're also on my calendar as well, right? For another conversation, for an Elevate conversation. So yay, we can weave it into that one perhaps. And so that way you don't have to find a second time if you want, we can do it there. If you'd like that. So perfect. Yay, Alisar. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy about that. You've been so loyal and like showing up every day so early and like, yeah, amazing. And then the grand prize giveaway, just a reminder on that one, I'm still working on going through that. The poll is in the Facebook group. So if you've been coming live, and I feel like we'll see, I almost might want to open it up a little bit because it's a lot to come live every single day. So I might put in there that like, a grace day. Like if you came 6 out of 7, Joan's like, I was here every day. But we'll see, because I want to make sure that that there's at least 3 people that are qualifying. So we'll take a look at that. And I know that life circumstances came up for a few people that were here almost every day, but had like maybe one day that just something came up. So I just want to make sure we at least get 3 people minimum that have qualified. But I really appreciate, Joan, you're definitely top of the list, I think, because you've been here every day, been doing everything, sharing so much, being my note taker and meme maker and just right hand kind of. So thank you, love. Okay. All right. So let's just let's see, I'm going to take a look just how you guys, what you said in arriving. Okay, and Joan Jensen is just you on your phone, Joan. Okay, I was wondering about that. I was like, there's always these 2 Joans, and are they 2 different Joans? But that's you listening on Zoom, and yeah, I do that sometimes too. Okay, cool. Thanks for clarifying. So you can listen through your Bluetooth. So day 8 coming in a little bit sad, Tia, for lack of a better word, but also hopeful that these shifts stick. Yeah, that's what we're here for, is to really talk about how we can integrate it. So what can we do to have these shifts stick, to make this a daily part of your life? And that's where the rituals come in. That's where the things that you did in each ritual, that's why it wasn't just a mission, a one-time thing. This is a ritual to actually put into your life on a daily basis. How do you nourish your body? How do you express yourself? How do you connect to your third eye, right? All these things are things you can do repeatedly and make a ritual part of your life that you return to over and over. And that's how these shifts stick, is that you continue to incorporate them in your practices and your daily life. Alana, feeling happy to have this integration day, looking forward to reviewing and making more connections and integrations with my daily rituals. Yes. Okay, great. All right. Do you guys mind if I ask you a few questions? Right before we got on, I created a few polls. I would just love your feedback. My most active and loyal friends here. So we'll start simple. I'm going to launch these polls and they'll just pop up. You can choose more than one, just choose whatever calls you as like the highest. So the first one is just, which was your favorite day? Day 1 through 7, just which did you ultimately enjoy and feel like you got the most out of as you go through. So we'll see. Give you a moment. All right. And then if you're in the Facebook group or you're watching this afterwards, if you can just put in the chat, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, or day 7, or a couple of days, just write it in the chat in the Facebook group if you are there. And on the replay, I don't know if there's an option. On the replay, I think you would have to put it in the Facebook group. Actually, you could just put it in the Facebook group if you're watching this replay on YouTube or something like that. Or email it to me at mayumi@mayumiessence.com if you're feeling called to. So, okay, so we have 100% answered. Oh, this is a great smattering. Oh, Tasia's coming in. Yay! Okay, great. We have 5 of 8, probably because me and my assistant Faith are not answering, so that's good. So max we'll get to is probably 6 of 8. Welcome, Tage. I'm so happy you made it. Yay. Tage Jiri, she's my girl from Nigeria. Had some internet issues yesterday and wasn't able to be live on the session, so I'm super excited to see her here today. So are you able to see the poll, Tage? I just put up a poll of what was your favorite day. If you're able to see that, you can go ahead and click it and see what you have, because right now we have results. Day 2, 1 of 5, day 4 has 1 vote, day 5 has 2 votes, day 6 has 1 vote, and day 7 has 2 votes. So really like a pretty good smattering across, like there's not like a huge focus on one particular day. So yeah, I love that. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to give you just another second. Let's see here. Tage, are you able to see it and answer it? If not, that's okay. Put it in the chat. Don't know if she's in fully yet. She doesn't have her video on. So We'll see. Yes, I can. Okay, great, Tage. So have you answered it? It's still showing me 5 of 8. Okay, you're taking it now. Thinking about it. Yeah, so just day 1 through 7, just whichever one landed for you, helped you have the biggest shifts, or you enjoyed my stories or the guest speaker or the meditation. We'll have specific questions on each of those here in just a minute. Any of y'all Jeopardy fans? Alana remembers days of Jeopardy. I grew up on Jeopardy. I remember my parents watching like Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy and like watching all those game shows when I was a kid. All right, 6 of 8. Tage, I think you just filled in. So now, okay, I'm gonna share this. I think there's a vote for every day, so that's super fun. Here you go, you guys. Can you see the results? Well, that's awesome. That's awesome because it means that somebody got something out of every single day, which is incredible. That is amazing to hear and get feedback on. With a little bit heavier on the end, 5, 6, 7. Like really, yeah. I feel like there was like a groove that we got into as a group. I got into in my speaking and sharing. It just started to flow easier and easier. I mean, this isn't art, y'all. I haven't done this before, so learning to be on this side of the camera and really like show up and share powerfully is something that I'm continually improving in my mastery of. Okay, so next question, favorite ritual. Favorite ritual. So we have, if you're there on Facebook and you can't see it, we have grounded nourishment, magical embodiment, creative pleasure, empowered declaration, open heart, essence expression, psychic inspiration, and illuminate your design. Those were all of the different rituals that we had. And I'm just curious to see which ones y'all had the most fun with or got the most out of or had like a big like aha around. All right, votes coming in, 3 of 8. Think about this for a minute. Also a good smattering across, so 4 of 8. Tage, there's your beautiful face. Hey, sister. Right, 5 of 8. I think we're maybe waiting for one more. Alana, I don't see the poll. It's not popping up for you, huh? That is strange. Maybe if you just look and see if there's any other screens, if you have a way that you can on your computer kind of see like all windows active in Zoom, maybe it's like behind it or something. Because yeah, so currently the most popular are grounded nourishment, empowered declaration, and psychic inspiration are currently the most popular, with 2 out of 5 on those. All right. Alana, are you able to find it? If not, we'll complete it. So yeah, okay. Your vote's on empowered declaration. Perfect. Yeah, just put it in the chat there. Okay, so and then y'all want to see. So I'll share the results. So here we are. So yeah, grounded nourishment was 2 out of 5, magical embodiment 0 out of 5. So creating the altars, not so much a favorite thing. Totally. Creative pleasure, 1 out of 5, empowered declaration. That was really powerful. 2 out of 5, open heart, 1 of 1, essence 1, essence expression, psychic inspiration 2. So doing the third eye activation, and then illuminating your design 0. But while that one didn't get any votes, I also saw a lot of good stuff coming from it in the Facebook group, in the chat. So I think a lot of people are getting a lot out of it. You can't pick more than one. Actually, it was set up so that you actually could pick more. If you want to, I can relaunch it. Do you want me to relaunch it? Yeah, do it one more time. Let's see if y'all can get it, if it pops up for Alana, and you can pick more than one answer. I did set them up so you can, because I am curious, not just, I say your favorite one, but I'm curious if there was more than one. That's good. Yeah. Okay, so I've got 3 of 8 here, and yeah, now I have a lot more things as y'all are picking different ones. Yay, 4 of 8. We've got 2 more people. Yep, Joan K. It's yours. All right, Alana, are you able to see it this time or no? Still not popping up for you. All right, your Zoom's being a little wonky. Is there anyone else that wants to complete it that's still working on it? Give like another 10 seconds. Oh, Tia got kicked out. That's what happened. Yeah, you saw the results and got the first poll, Alana, but on this one, you can't, on your phone, you can't see this one. Joan, don't get it twisted. Creating an altar was important. Yeah, that's true. What is going on here? Just happened. My screen just went white. Oh, Alana, somehow you managed to put up a whiteboard. I thought we had that turned off, so y'all couldn't do that. Okay, yeah, I have to change that to host only. Okay, there we go. That fixed it. That whiteboard thing is weird. All right. Yeah, magical embodiment. Okay, yeah. So some votes for all of them at this point, 5 out of 8, and then Alana's not gonna be able to. So here we go. All right, so here you go, guys go. So grounded nourishment now got 3, magical embodiment 2, creative pleasure 2, empowered declaration 3, open heart 1, essence expression 3, psychic inspiration 2, and illuminate your design 1. So yay, awesome. Such good feedback. Thank you. And I think you're right. Like, I just want to see, there's things that I feel like were important, even if they're not necessarily, they didn't come up as a favorite. Okay, so this one's simple, just your favorite meditation. And again, you can choose more than one. So just the ones that resonated the strongest with you. And then there's just one more after this. I learned how to do this 5 minutes before I got on Zoom today. I was like, I want to ask them questions and make it easy. Give feedback, and where I don't have to go and like count answers and yeses in the chat later on, you know, text. So polls are awesome. All right, 4 of 7, favorite meditation. Wow, okay. Super strong is the solar plexus chakra. Paige loved all of them. Just click them all, Paige. All right, 4 of 7, and it looks, let's see, did somebody else leave here? We went down to 8. Did Alana? Oh, I wonder if Alana is getting out and coming back in. She probably is doing that. Can't remember, but you love them all. This is Joan. Nice. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if there was one that it was like, whoa, that just really, I felt something really move in that particular chakra or something. So, okay, is anyone still working on it? Are you guys good? We're like 10 seconds. I think we're done. Yeah, I think it's everybody. Okay, so here comes Alana. She's coming back in. All right, so favorite meditation, root chakra 4, sacral 4, solar plexus 5, heart chakra 4, throat chakra 4, third eye chakra 4, and crown chakra 2. So yeah, and Ali, sorry, because you're new to meditations, it did a shift every time. Amazing. That's so good. I'm so happy to hear that. And yeah, new to meditations, and these ones are different. They're a combination. They're more than just meditation. They weave so much different energy healing and all these different things. Okay, and Alana, you're putting another vote here down in the crown chakra, so that puts 3 in the crown. So okay, and so then the last question is the favorite speaker. So I'm curious, which speakers did you really feel like you got the most of? And make sure you scroll all the way to the bottom. It didn't let me, there was a limit to how much I could put in the first question. So I had to create a second question for day 7. Also, this one is multiple choice and you can choose more than one. So yeah, just make sure you scroll down if you want to answer for Alicia and Lacey down there at the bottom. So, yeah, it was so fun. I got so much out of all of the speakers. Like I personally, I was like so happy to receive from all of them. It was amazing. Nice. 2, 3, filling it in. Nice. Okay, 5. There might be one more, but I think that might be Alana's. Are you able to see this poll or it's not coming up? If not, put it in the chat. Yeah, this one came up. Okay, perfect. All right, so I have 5 out of 8. I think there might be just one more person. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Alisar, it's you. You haven't finished yet. Okay. Perfect. Oh, and it's not letting you submit? Okay. Well, you can just put it in the chat. It's just one, and I'll just add your thing in. I don't know. Zoom and these polls are a little bit glitchy, it seems like. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and end it. I'm going to share the results. Y'all get to see too. So Dr. Jessica 1, Megan 0, Avea 3, Annie 4, Annabelle Miranda 4, Allie 2, Makesha 2, Ashley Alchemist 4, Phoenix Rose 2, Emily Brooks 3, Alicia 5, and Lacey 3. So, and so Alisar says Annie and Ashley, I guess her name was with the vocal meditation. Yeah, Ashley did the soundscape vocal meditation thing. So yes, you'll add a couple of votes to Annie and Ashley. So amazing. Cool, you guys. Well, it looks like everybody pretty much you got something out of, really enjoyed. And yeah, there's some really cool. And I love that you guys all loved Alicia so much. Isn't she so cool? She's my girl, man. We've been through a lot together. Side by side, and you can just feel how much like she's just such a pure transmission. She has so much to bring through. I'm really hoping like she and I want to keep doing more collaborations, and I want to do some more like lives in the Facebook group going over gene keys. Would that be fun for you? We just like we're like, okay, like on this day and time we're going to go live in the Facebook group and we're going to just talk about gene keys and pop on and just come join us. Would you guys like that? So put a yes. Oh, and Tia was like, I thought I selected Megan too. Okay. Okay, cool. So Tia, you would put Megan in there too. All of this feels like a lifetime ago. I can't remember. I know, right? Hasn't it been a heck of a week? That's what I feel like too. I'm like Monday, day 1. Wow. Been through so much together. All right, so let's start opening it up now. This next part, let's open up the floor. I just want to hear what you want to share. To give people time to share, I think maybe I will do kind of like a 3-minute, maybe something like that, like initially a 3-minute timer, see how that feels and just sharing what's been into it. Tia says, I've been looking into the Healy and it's really strong on my radar and she's been so helpful with that. Awesome. Awesome, Tia. Yeah, I'm super curious about it. I've had 0 bandwidth to look into something new recently with holding all this, but I can feel like she and I definitely have a resonance and I want to keep collaborating with her in different ways and learn more about the Healy as well, because it definitely felt supportive for me when I was getting ready for this. All right, so who wants to go first? If you want to unmute yourself or put your hand up, but if you just want to share, where did you feel the biggest shift or what was your biggest breakthrough? Or did anything come up that was challenging? Someplace where you were like, oh, wow, I really like something shifted in me and that brought up something challenging in my life. We'll start there. Shifts, breakthroughs, and challenges. is what I'm curious to have some shares on. You don't have to know what you're going to say. You can just something, if you just feel a little like, I just want to just share my story of my experience. Put your hand up or unmute. All right, who's going to be brave? Alisar, will you be brave? Come on here first. Let's see. I guess I'll do ask to unmute. Let me see if that works. There you go. Can you unmute yourself? Amazing. And here, I'll just do it here on my thing. I'm just going to put a little 3-minute timer just to give us kind of an alert for a time when we hear it pop. So yeah, go ahead and share, Alisar.
Hello. So actually I went first because my phone is about to die. So I'm gonna go back to my charger real quick, but I came here for some more quiet place. First I want to thank you for all these beautiful 7 days. I've always shared that I'm new to, like I've recently started, it's been just about 1.5 years I started my journey. So still new to meditation and my experience. I've not yet have a lot of breakthroughs, but with your meditations, like something is really different. I haven't tried the hypnosis meditations before, and all these like techniques you did are really, really like powerful, and it took me to other places, to a lot of deeper places, and I've really enjoyed it. That's one. Two, I've been seeing a lot of shifts and things are happening, like the microphone, for example. Like everything was aligned so magically and so perfectly. And how it just happened, like it's really amazing. That's one of the things that happened. How I manifested my new job. I've started a new job. So of also that as a freelancer. So that is also so beautiful.
What are you freelancing in? Just curious.
Yeah, I'm a freelancer. Yeah, I'm a freelancer. So I've
With
manifested
what?
something new. I was a makeup freelancer, and I used to be a travel agent.
Uh-huh.
I left that part behind me, the travel agent part, but I'm still in the beauty department. But right now, I've decided to investigate more in the digital creation and digital marketing and creation, content creation. So that's where I've ended up actually. And right now I might be opening some small business with my best friend. This is still so new, so no one actually knows about that yet. So I'm sharing this with my besties here.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything is really going so good, and I really, really want to keep and to stay in this like energy and this vibration, and I want to do more, much, much more, and I know I can do that. So with your help and with the beautiful people who are here, I know I can do it. And I'm sorry, English isn't my first language, so I might be saying something like wrong or something, but
You are so good. And I'm always so impressed with people whose English is not their first language and like sounds so fluent. Like it's so natural and good. Like, yeah, you put it, everything's grammatically correct. And I'm still trying to learn Spanish and learn a second language here in Costa Rica. So I really understand the process of learning and speaking a language that's not your own. And it's hard.
yeah, it is. It is, especially that you don't speak it quite here a lot. Like, everyone here speaks Arabic, so that's why I always speak. But just in some cases like this, I speak English. So yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. No, your English is beautiful. It's really good. So
Thank
thank you,
you.
Alisar. Thank you so much for being here. It was always such a pleasure to see your name pop up. I'm like, okay, good, people are coming. As soon as I saw you waiting in the room, and I was like getting my technical stuff in order, but so I didn't like admit people immediately, but just seeing your name there and feeling your energy in the space and your excitement, your beautiful smile, your manifestation stories, yeah, manifesting the microphone and getting it up and working, whatever that finally took for you to finally have that.
Yeah,
Things you can
it took
share
me to another whole direction that I wasn't actually expecting, but that's good.
yeah, amazing. And
Yeah,
then
I
yeah,
just
you're
had complete faith, and that's where it took me.
Yeah, and I read a little bit more of the details. I can't remember if you shared it in this group or in Annie's group, but I noticed, I kind of saw a couple posts both places me on the details
Yeah,
about
I
microphone
think we'll start
manipulation.
with Annie, by the way, with Annie's challenge, and then to Janie calls, and then yours. So it
Nice.
was a blessing.
Amazing, amazing. I love it because
Yeah.
we're all sisters, right? We're all, and so we're all putting on our events because we're all sisters within our same coaching group, but we all have such different nuances around what we're offering, right? We're offering our own thing, even if it's in this format of this free challenge. And it's been so fun to have community with my sisters and then the people that are also doing the different challenges with them, with us. Like, it's like, oh
And
yeah, we're
everyone
talking to
shared
each other
their
like, oh
unique
yeah, I know her. She's
essence.
showing up here for all of us. Isn't she amazing? And so
Yeah,
thank
everyone shared their
you.
unique essence and their beauty, and we really appreciate it, all of us.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I love about
Thank
all
you.
this. So thank you, Alisar. Thank you for sharing your voice, breakthroughs. And I hope that you can stay on as long as your phone allows you to, or if you want to go
I'm gonna go right back to the charger because it's
go back to
already
the charger.
no.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
got it. Amazing. Thank you for sharing. That means the world.
Thank you.
All right, who's next? Who wants to come? Do we have another? Let me go to gallery. Alana is maybe putting your hand up. Do I see you over there? Okay, ask to unmute.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Alana. We'll bring you on.
This,
I'm gonna
this is a wonderful chance to integrate into review. I love the polls and how's
oh,
that?
Jaleesa's coming. Yay. Okay, I'm so
Yay.
glad she's here. Okay, yeah, Alana. Oh my gosh, I want to hear what shifted, breakthroughs, challenges.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every speaker and sort of diving into your energy too and the storytelling. I'm not a Facebook person that much. My phone is like uh, with me all the time. It's rabbit holes. So I'm usually busy on it all day with I'm in a few other containers too. And I'm studying and working. And so, yeah, I just made that decision just to come live. I'm way better on the live, like in the moment, in the flow. I really love that idea that we're live in our real time as a presence. And then I'm sure I'll go back if we have a chance to do the rituals. I'm sure I'll continue to do them. The ones that I could sort of do live, I did. And I just really feel like there's a pinging going on with a lot of the development, inner development that I'm doing. I noticed too, it's like Joan said, the memory, right? There's sort of this amnesia that comes over us. Like we have this excitement and deep dives. And I found that in my other work with my group. It just like we talk about things and then I look back and I hear that I was talking and I was there, but I don't remember. And I was like, wow, that is a powerful teaching right there. It's to review. And I've noticed in my other practices, it's a lot of repetition over a long period of time. And I feel like this is similar for me. I don't know. Other people seem to be shifting a little bit faster. And I don't know. Mayumi said she noticed a shift in me. I don't notice it as much, but I had this sort of dream that I have been studying over the pandemic. I've been studying and expanding into all kinds of different areas. And it was sort of flooding back as we're doing this review how much I've really done. And I feel like I'm going to try to like share and post that in the future and have like a little bit of a cheat sheet, like a little bit of a bio of all the different modalities that we're diving into with each other. But I
Yeah.
really feel like it's the community sharing. And also, Mayumi, really grateful of how you hold the space and how you readdress what's happening and you give yourself time to like is your eyes going and like finding that like it's a lot of work to like line everything up so that we can communicate these modalities and these gifts that we're all holding behind the scenes. And then it's like when one of the women are talking, including yourself and including our shares, there's just this whole world that's opening up where we're all receiving this information in different ways. And then some of us have the ability to really retain and go deeper and research and then give back. And what I really received is that sort of an idea of aligning with what I can give back. How is that going to affect my artistic practice? And I know that it's going to take me a little bit longer to like seep and soak. And I'm just so excited to see what's going to come forward. And even in our, like if I could connect with any of you live, just to have more discussion like this, exactly like this, to integrate and to I would say reprocess and re-establish ourselves in the new modalities. Like I've been talking about, I'm a projector now. This is like something that I talk about now almost a lot. And as I speak into it, that's why I said empowered mantra or empowered affirmation is my favorite, because I need to share a little bit more. Unfortunately, time is short here, so I'll cut it there. But I love you all. I'm feeling a lot of inspiration. I'm also dreaming of myself in Costa Rica, walking around looking for where my next seat is. What food am I going to eat? I'm really into that present moment simplicity of sharing specifics. Specifics of what our nourishment really is. And it's very basic a lot of the time: love, food, and of course the basics of intellectualizing. That's what I love to do, but also to bring that into the heart and embody that as love, embody that as confidence and presence. So thank you very much. I love
Yes.
you.
Thank you,
Magic
Alana.
Mayumi. I love you so much.
I love you too, Alana. You're amazing. I so appreciate your share. Thank you. That is so much of it, is it's going back, it's reviewing, because yeah, Joan, like you said, like, whoa, like that was a long time ago on day one. And who were you then? And who are you now? And oftentimes we don't pause to really receive and recognize the shifts that we have made. And that's where this integration is like, oh yeah, I did change that. Oh yeah, I am integrating that. And I have had these insights and breakthroughs that once humans are so amazing. Once we have one, we integrate them so fast. We're just like, this is who I've always been. And you're like, oh wait, no, a week ago I wasn't this way. So Alana, I'm so excited to be welcoming you into the program and to come here and be in Costa Rica. And you know what I got when you were saying like the simplicity of nourishment, I have in my fridge now. And I was like, oh, I wish I'd brought them this morning, but 2 coconuts, whole coconuts that you just stick a straw into and you drink the coconut water directly out of the coconut here. You just buy them. They're super cheap down at like the little pulperia, with like pulperia, which is like a little fruit stand. And yeah, you just buy these chilled cold coconuts and you can just take a metal straw and like bang it until you find the little hole that it can go through, and you just drink it fresh out of the coconut. It's so good. It's like the simplicity of those things, it's just so refreshing and nourishing. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing and integrating. And I'll have a couple other questions, and if we'll have time then on those topics, then you can also come back and share again. So I just want to get through this first round. Thank you so much. All right, Tej, I see your hand up over there. Asking you to unmute. You want to go ahead and come on in?
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Perfect. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine, thank you. So the last 7 days, well, first, what really stood out for me is you. Like I told you when we had a one-on-one call. I started these challenges with Annie, and as Annie, then J. Nicole, and some other ones. But from the very first session, I don't know, I can't explain. I just connected with you. It just felt like I've known you before, and just the flow just went. And I love the meditations. I love that something always comes up that just helps clear the blocks and all that. For me, it's just been you, really, just been you. I love your I don't know what to call it, but you, for me, are you. And this morning, while I was meditating this morning, actually saw us having a one-on-one coaching sessions, and I wrote it down. I pinned it to my wardrobe door, sending it out to the universe that it's done.
Yes.
So for me, it's just been you, yeah. You, Annie, the meditations, the guests. And one thing I really love, yes, I forgot to mention that. I love that the timing, like everything just, we don't have to go on a break and come back hours later. I like that it's just one stretch. You do your session and then yeah. I really
Me
love
too.
that.
Me too. Honestly, like it's so much easier for me to just hold space for the whole 2 hours or 2.5, because then I have the rest of the day to finish all the different stuff or take a rest or whatever. So for me, it's a lot easier to do it all the way through. So thank you for that feedback. You enjoyed that format.
Looking forward to being in Costa Rica.
Okay, I'm going to share because I haven't yet, because you weren't live yesterday. So you guys, goddesses, Tage and I had a phone call, had our elevation session, and she is like, yes, I am all in. I am doing the program. I'm coming to Costa Rica. And let me tell you, we are going to make miracles happen for her to do this. She is in Nigeria. We are going to be causing some manifestation of some abundance and prosperity to make the financials work. Like, I was like so inspired by Tasia's heart and her certainty of her manifestations. Like, this woman holds empowered declaration. She is like, I have no idea how, and I will. And it's going to happen. She has it on her board. I have no doubt that we are going to manifest this for her. And if she from Nigeria, and she has to like deal with visas, she was telling me she might have to go to Kenya to get the visa to come here. Like, it's not necessarily the simplest process to get here. And her clarity and her determination is such that she's like, I'm not letting anything stop me. I am going to be there. And I just like, oh my gosh, if this woman can make it happen, I believe that anybody else that feels the call can make it happen.
Yes, and it's a lot of money in my currency. It's about 4 million naira just for the program.
Yeah.
Excluding the travel expenses and all that. Over 4 million naira. But I believe and I trust, because I feel so caught to this. Like, I feel like this was put together for me and I'm ready to manifest it.
And you guys, when we did her Oracle card reading, because she was the winner of the first Oracle card, so we did her Oracle card reading, and this was her result. This card, look at this.
Yeah.
This is so beautiful. It's the fruition card, and it's about this African mama who is bringing home the results of her harvest, of all of her hard work that she's been doing. And it was just like, oh my gosh, this is so her in every way. And she's been doing such good inner work and really committing and taking big leaps in her path and saying yes to big stuff. She's already manifested whole other awesome opportunity to go on a retreat that she manifested out of nothing. So we're going to be looking at all different kinds of creative ways to be raising the 4 million in her currency, 4 million naira. For her to be able to come and be in this program. We started looking in our session, we were looking at new business ventures. We were looking at if she could do a Kickstarter for an Oracle card idea she has. We were looking at so many different creative ideas, right? And she's just like has ideas coming out of her, like, oh, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. Like, she's just like a fountain of ideas. So she has so much creativity and magic. I know that we're going to have opportunities. So we might have some things that we'll be posting in the Facebook group of ways that you could support her if she creates a Oracle card thing, or she creates some different offerings or some different stuff, ways that you could support her in helping her to raise the money to be able to come on the retreat. Would you guys be interested? Would you be willing to do that? Willing to put some support behind this beautiful sister, help her come share her magic, share her gifts, and increase her prosperity so that she can be here where she just so knows that she is meant to be. I feel it too, Tage. Like, you are my soul sister. We are going to meet in person. We are going to be here in Costa Rica together.
I forgot to mention, you know, the picture with the ladies on the beach.
Yes.
And then I saw the picture. I saw a black lady. I was like, that lady, it's Tejiri. That's me. That's me right there. Actually took that picture today and I put it on my vision board. I added it to my vision board. Yeah.
I love it. Exactly. That Black lady in that picture on that beach with us, like, you are our sister. And I love this because this is also really speaking to my heart of this being possible for everyone, every skin color, every level of where you're coming from, anywhere you are in the world. Like, yes, there might be some logistics to work out. There often are in life. Often there are logistics between you and your goal. But I found it so empowering when I don't look at them as obstacles. I don't look at them as this is why I can't. They're just logistics to be sorted, you know? And you surrender to the universe and you say, this is like the intention, this is where I'm going. And a lot of the manifestation is just listening to your intuition in every moment, expressing your essence, expressing your creativity, making the big daring asks. Sometimes it's making a big ask of someone. Sometimes it's going to a friend, a parent, a community, saying, hey, this is really important to me and will change my life. Can you support me in this? And allowing yourself to receive, especially as women, especially in the feminine. We've been given so much, like, we have to be able to do it ourselves, and the feminist empowerment that is like, I can be as good as the man and I can do it all myself and I don't need anyone, I'm an independent woman. That's amazing. I certainly am. I can totally take care of myself. And the magic of being able to go in your feminine embodiment and just say, I allow myself to be supported. I receive abundance, support, love, money from the universe, from my community, from people that love me. For me personally, this has been a huge shift and altered my life a lot because I was really super kind of hyper independent for a long time. And it was like, I'm taking care of everyone else. I never need any help or any support or care. I'm always the one that is supposed to be, I'm the oldest of three daughters. And I'm quite a bit older, like 4 years and 9 years older. So I was kind of like a second mom to my youngest sister for a lot of it. And my mom was going through stuff and she wasn't all that present for a lot of my younger sister's early years. And I was really kind of a second mom. And I just kind of learned it's my job to take care of everyone and make sure everyone's okay. Right. And so a lot of us have this like caretaker independent in us. And that's great. And it's beautiful. And we can support people. And there's a way that is a little bit distorted. And it can prevent us from really being able to receive that same love, support, abundance from others and from the universe. And as I've softened into my own feminine essence, I've softened into, I can't live this life alone. I need other people to survive. And I gratefully receive the gifts that they want to give me. I receive that it is a gift to them to receive their gifts that they want to give me. And sometimes I might have to humble myself to do that. I might have to come off of being hyper independent a little bit. Sometimes I might have to really acknowledge and just be present to like, I really need some love and support right now. I'm going through a really rough, low emotional moment. And I need a friend. I need a hug. Like, can I humble myself to let people see me when I'm not at my brightest and best and when I feel like crap, and allow support to come in. Right. So I'm feeling in this space, this whole transmission of this is what it is. Both. And so this is the juxtaposition, and it's actually the marriage of the masculine and feminine is where you hold a super strong intention and manifestation. I will be at the retreat. And that's the masculine holding that. Then simultaneously, you bring the feminine that says, I relax and receive the support from the universe, from my peers, from my friends, from any source that allows that to be possible. And I follow my intuition, my oracle, my feminine knowing to ask the right questions, to meet the right people, to put out the right offers and have the right words. That all comes from this feminine intuition and knowing and flow. And so when you marry those two together, you have this penetrative masculine that's like, yes, I am going there. And you have this soft feminine that is like, I am just moving in the waves and the juices of my femininity, and I am open to receive and to allow myself to be supported. putting those two together, that's powerful. That is where the most powerful manifestations really start to come through so fast, so miraculously, and also bringing with it a sense of ease, right? Taking off of your own stress, your own shoulders, like to manifest this, like all this pressure on myself to manifest it. It's like shedding that pressure, that doesn't help. That just locks us down. It's like, our brain's like, how do I do this? Shedding the pressure and just being in like, okay, I open to receiving the messages, the direction, the way, and the support that allows for this manifestation to come into being in my reality with ease and effortless flow and fun and playfulness and community and gratitude and grace. Right. And so then the manifestation of it, it gets to be fun. It gets to be play. Gets to be like, yes, this is so amazing. And then every bit that comes into place, every conversation, every person that's a yes, every person that supports you, it's like, yes, thank you. And I receive. Yeah. How are you guys receiving that? How is that landing for you? How about you, Tej? How does that feel just while we're here?
I you just opened up something else. You always give names to whatever I have going on in my head. And I like the analogy of the masculine holding on to that intention that I'll be there, and also letting go, just enjoying it, and trusting that you'll be aided, supported, and you say the right things, do the right things, be at the right place at the right time and all that. Like the story I shared with you, the retreat I went for last year, that I was able to manifest. So I was able to say the right thing at the right time, which brought about the manifestation. So yeah, kind of just give that a name, like the masculinity and the, yeah.
And that's something that I've been working with a lot myself, that I'm looking forward to different things and opportunities to share more on, is the whole world of polarity, the world of the masculine and the feminine, and ways that I've been doing a lot of learning and expanding myself in my own masculine and feminine, and my ability and mastery to choose when and where to use which aspect of myself most powerfully with myself and with others and in relationship. How to show up with my feminine in a way in relation that the masculine in my husband feels supported and not emasculated or disempowered. Like, how do I show up like that? And I've had huge rewirings of my system this last 2 months, 3 months, and that, but it's allowed me to be with him. Now we have a really healthy, juicy, polarized, fun, sexy relationship that we didn't have before. So there's a lot more that I want to be sharing about that I'll be doing in the program and bits and pieces in the Facebook group and other workshops and opportunities. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, Tej, for bringing this alive, for bringing your voice in this space, your own shifts and breakthroughs, and your yes. I'm so excited. I love you. And I so can't wait to see you and talk to you more soon. All right, is there anyone else that wants to share? Joan, you're saying you're going to use that mindset to go to Dubai. Yes, for Master Shriya Karshana's Manifesting Miracles. Amazing. Yes, I know. In Annie's group, I know that that is a possibility, an invitation. That's so exciting. Joan, I want to hear your voice. Can you come on for just a minute? Let me see. I want to hear. I've seen you, you're always so active. There we go. Physically, you support me so much just with your body language, being able to see you in the videos. So thank you. But I just want to hear your voice. How, you wrote such an amazing testimonial already in the Facebook group that had me crying. I was
me too. I cried when I wrote it. Oh, I got teary-eyed. And I was like, put it together, Joanne. You could do it.
Yeah, amazing.
Because I said, it's you. Whatever program or challenge you would do, I would join it. I don't care what the subject is. It's your essence, your presence, and it was like art coming. When I envisioned you, I was like, oh, it's a summer day. I really it's not words that came to me, it's how I see you. I see you as this is a hot summer day, you're eating your favorite ice cream, you have your favorite people around you, your favorite animal, and you all decide to go to the beach for a swim. And then when you go, you have fun, you relax all day, and go into this beautiful, vibrant sunset. And when it's dark, you lay on the beach in silence and you look at the stars and you remember who you are and why you came here. That's you. That's the feeling you give me.
Oh my- Thank you so much. And you
Yeah,
know,
I can describe it.
what I received and what was coming through for me as you shared that too is, I mean, you're describing my favorite day. Like, this is what I do. This is my
Yes.
life. So in a way, it is me, because like, given nothing else to do in my life, like that is what I do. Is I go to the beach and I take in the sunset and I eat ice cream and I look at the stars. And you know, what's presencing me too is that not just about me, but for each and every one of you, every one of us, when you say yes to your favorite things, when you say yes to your magic, that is what you love to do. Like the things that shifted in my life started shifting because I started saying yes to just, I'm just going to do my favorite things today. What are my favorite things? What do I feel called to do? I'm going to be a yes to myself. My favorite things, that's a yes to my essence. And the more I'm a yes to me, the more people receive me as my favorite things, right? Because they're my favorite things, because that's what fills me up. And as they fill me up and I express from them, then that is what is received on the other side.
And that's what I got from this challenge. You're like, oh, she is living her version of what I want to start living. So when I see you stepping into your feminine power, your masculine power, everything, and you being your favorite day, I want to be my favorite day too. And I see you be your favorite day, and it's like it's building momentum in me.
Exactly. It builds that momentum. And because my essence is, oh, Rochelle's here, fun. Yay. My essence is my favorite things. And then your essence is your favorite things. And then they're slightly different, but there's a lot of overlap, right? There's a lot of things that we all love. We all pretty much love like long, lazy days at the beach and gazing at the sun, eating our favorite things, right? And so then that's what the retreat is for me. The retreat really is just like all my favorite things. And I want to do that with all my favorite people. And anyone who's a yes to my authentic essence will be my favorite person that I want to do them with by default, right?
That's definitely on my bucket list. I am going to go on a retreat with you. I really want to experience that. It's just the timing is off because I just bought Annie's program plus by default Master Sri Akasana. So I have plenty on my plate.
I know you have a lot lined up. I know, totally. And that's beautiful. And it's going to be like exactly what you need to support you right now. And I totally honor that. And it's amazing. I'm so excited for you. So excited to have you share what you get out of the program too. Like I want to receive from you. I want to like hear from you what you're getting both from Annie's program and then going to the Master Shri Akarshanas. That's going to be so amazing. And totally, like I said, like this is the first of what I feel in my bones. This feels like the next 20 years of my life. Like this is what I love. This is what I'm going to be doing. And so we'll definitely have you on the short list, the bucket list for next year's retreats. And yeah, we're going to do that.
I cannot say next year for sure. I know it's on the bucket list.
Yeah. Well, I say next year, but you know. Okay, it's Wednesday, January 11th, and there's 11 participants in the room, and it's almost 11:11. It'll be 11:11 here in just a minute. We're gonna have all the ones. So excited, so excited. Thank you so much for sharing. While we were live here, I wanted to hear your actual voice.
Oh yeah, I posted a lot of reels in Annie's, but I guess I never posted a reel in your group.
Yeah, I didn't really call for like that kind of thing as much, or I don't know. So, but yeah, you're welcome to post a reel.
Naomi, thank you so much for this. And you know what? You're giving away all these prizes. I'm like, I already feel like I won. Like you're giving me like you give me this all of this experience, and then on top of that, I'm like, what is she giving me a prosperity meditation and healing energy session? Like, did I? No, you're just giving that to everyone who does a testimonial.
Well, I'm gonna do a transformational coaching is what came through as the offering I want to do, the transformational coaching on prosperity session for everyone who does a testimonial.
Yeah.
So that'll be
Yeah.
a small group Zoom for everyone that does a testimonial. We'll do that. And then the prosperity energy healing is, for everyone that, and probably ultimately we'll see tomorrow, but that has been showing up every day and doing all the rituals.
Yeah, so I think I already won.
Yes. Yeah, no, you're going to be there for that for sure. So thank you so much. And is it Joan or Joanne? How do you pronounce it? Now that I have you on like audio.
Well, you pronounce it Joan, but I hate and the correct pronunciation for the English version is Joan. And I cannot stand that. It's too Joan.
Joan.
That's why I created Celestine, because it's more like Celestine.
Yeah.
Joan is simply, I refuse to let people call me Joan. So when I introduce myself in English, I say Joanne, and they think it's spelled A-N-N-E.
Yes.
Like, it's Joanne sounds more similar to Johan.
Joanne.
Joanne.
And what's your native language?
Danish.
Danish. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So Joanne Celestine.
I prefer Celestine.
Or just Celestine. I can just call you Celestine. I love it. Because Mayumi is my middle name, right? You guys, I think I've shared that.
What do you prefer?
At this point now I pretty much go by Mayumi. I've left my Facebook as Karen Mayumi because I have people that have just known me for so long. And also Facebook is weird about letting you change your name, and I haven't figured out how to really, I took off the Abe at one point, which is my last name, because I was separated from my husband and I was like not resonating with that being my last name and wasn't sure where that was going. Names are a whole thing. But thank you for sharing your pronunciation, because when I said it, it didn't land right for me. I felt the energetic, like it didn't vibrate right when I was like, Joan, in your field, and I was like, actually, how do you pronounce that? Would you share that? Because I feel like it doesn't vibrate. Yeah, Rochelle, names truly have power.
For you, that you felt me.
Yeah, I felt you when I said it, and I was like, no, I want to ask on this. So, Joanne Celestine, thank you so much for your share today.
Appreciate you. You see me.
I see you. I am so grateful for you, and I love you so much. And I can't wait. I love being in your 5D spirituality community. Thank you so much on Facebook. So yeah, I just feel like we're gonna keep co-creating some magic.
Yes.
For sure. All right. Thank you so much. So who's next? Who else wants to share about the biggest shift? What we're actually sharing about, y'all. I appreciate your love so much. You have no idea. Like, speaking of receiving, this is a lot for me to receive. And I'm here for it. But expanding my receiving capacity to receive your witnessing and your love. Thank you so much. And the question really is, what's the biggest shift in your life, breakthrough, challenge, or just how are you integrating this into your life? Yeah, just want to kind of move forward into that. How are you integrating what's next for you from this? How are you taking what you've received? Let's actually transition to that question. And it's 11:11. Okay, here we go. 11:11, all the 11s. All right, Miss Magical Number. Rochelle, you're here. Your hand's up. I want to hear you too.
Hi.
Hello, love. Welcome.
And I'm very grateful that you've listened to my pronunciation as well. I know it's very hard to pronounce. It's the French version of Rachel.
Rachel, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I had heard, picked up on. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know it's the French version of Rachel, so most people don't pronounce it correctly. So.
Yeah, I've known some Rochelles in my life. I've had some friends and things that spell it how you spell it and that pronounce it like Rochelle. So yeah, okay, perfect. Welcome, Rochelle.
Well, you already know the biggest breakthrough and shift. life purpose freaking download. Oh my god.
I mean, just a little thing. Just life
Just a little.
purpose, creative. So where are you today with that? What is feeling alive with you in that? Like, I just want you to read presence in this moment, if you will. I want to hear it from your voice of like, there was like an intersection. There was an intersection of various different skills, habits, passions that came together in this uniquely creative way. You felt so inspired. Can you just share with us? What is that?
Well, I was filling out Annie's intake form because I'm also in the Next Level Life program.
Yes, you and Celestine, you and Celestine are going to be together in that.
Yes. And I I was filling out the form. There was a section about scripting. Wow, I can hear feedback. I'm sorry, I'm just getting distracted. And I literally was scripting like in the next couple of years out. I think it was something like that. I can't quite remember the prompt, but it was just like I was writing and trying to stay present while I was writing, and writing as if I was my future self at the same time. But it's just like it came to me as if it was a bolt of lightning almost. Like I was just writing and it was first and foremost, after this was obviously after the realization I didn't want to own my own law firm, which was a massive thing in and of itself, which the very first session with you happened during your session.
Wow. Right.
Only one I've made it for the whole thing for. It happened on my day off. But after that, where do you go from there, right? But it came to me like I was already planning on starting my own Oracle reading channel, like I described in my original intro video. From there, it started. Oh, by the way, I'm actually about to upload it to YouTube later today. My very first video. And then from there, I'd be springboarding into like Reiki and energy healing. Like first springboarding from there to Oracle card reading business, adding Reiki and energy healing there, because I haven't even been trained in that yet, but I feel like I could be really good at it. Sorry, technically still on the clock. But let's see. And then from there, you're muted.
Sorry, there was a dog barking here, so I didn't want to distract. But yeah, the Reiki energy healing, like you can totally get trained in that. It's amazing. And there's so many different opportunities and online and stuff now to do it.
And then from there, I was just like, well, if this is doing so well, I can go down to part-time in law, like as a lawyer proper, but I still want to do it. Like I've been wanting to be a lawyer since the summer after 6th grade. So like, this is me in a nutshell. It's actually in the crown chakra ritual. Like I went through all that. And then that going down to part-time there would allow me to become a part-time law school professor. And this would allow me to help law school students shift energetically and find their truest, most authentic selves and energetically aligned to what makes them them. I'm already getting lit up by this, like just talking about it. Again, muted. Mayumi, you're muted.
This is dog barking and I don't want it to interfere with you, but I'm feeling like it's not even just like, I'm not so much sensing law school thing as I really am sensing like just your own independent offering. Like your own offering to lawyers outside of a school that tells you what you're supposed to teach in curriculum, that is like, hey, let's energetically align you. Because can you imagine, you guys, the transformation if we had energetically aligned lawyers in this world?
Oh, wow. That's like almost a word for word reference from the group with Annie from the Manifestation Activation Challenge. Like I still participate in that group too.
Yes, yeah, I know, and I'm in it too. So I'm seeing you guys that are posting a lot in both, and I'm loving because I'm getting like different pieces of the story, different things from both. But yeah, that is like so powerful. And I'm curious, I have a friend, her name is Allie Katz. Do you know her? Or you know of her?
that was actually, yes, I do know her. Her program did not treat me very well, so no, thank you.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't been through her program. I know her because I used to live in Denver where she lives, and then she's
Well, I was part of the new law business model, and I'm like, that
no.
was more for lawyers than for manifestation. Although one of her trainings was all about manifestation, so I thought it would be fine, but the mentorship program just
Didn't
wasn't
work.
aligning with me. The timings were
Well,
all off literally.
well, what I'm getting isn't so much that what I'm getting is just that you are meant to release your own what does align with you offering into the world, right? You went to go learn from her and you're like, that's not it. Totally get that, respect it. And that's really valuable because you know now for you, what was it, what wasn't it, and what you would do different if you were running something like that. Right? So like you're offering in the world as your unique version of this is how I want to administer and create and combine these different pieces of energy and law. And I'm actually just really like, it's coming in. You're so powerful. It's really coming in that like you're meant to be the leader of this. And I think, wasn't Alicia just pointing out that you have like these leadership codes? You've got like 37, like twice or something. So yeah, your leadership codes, like you're not meant to do someone else's program. You're meant to craft it, and doing that program was actually just giving you the information of what aligned and what didn't. So then you can take from that and go, okay, this is what I'm going to change that I would do differently. That's my own expression of how I combine law and energy work. So, I'm so excited for you. Girl, you are going to make some ripples in this world.
Well, like I said in the the group there, and when I was a kid, apparently I told my mother I wanted to be powerful. Like little me knew what she was talking about.
Yeah, she's like, I want to be powerful. Like, I'm going to make a difference here. I came to this planet to make a difference and to be powerful. And the most ultimate power is in the most authentic expression of who you really are. And it's this thing that I've been looking at recently that I really offer all of you is like really looking at what is the intersection of your various different talents. Even Alisar, you love makeup and you love singing. Like, how do you combine, how do you bring those things together into unique offerings? Like that is what I'm feeling so juiced up about. That's what I'm really enjoying in my own self-discovery. How do I bring these different aspects of myself that have felt like they have to be compartmentalized and like they don't get to be expressed? Like I get to be a business person here and I get to be a sexy person here and I get to be a witchy person here. And I'm like, these are three different aspects. And it was actually a post that I read from Dharma Coaching Institute that was like, take three things that are really important and integral to who you are and make these three archetypes your brand, having these three different pieces that are unique to you, that all three of these coexist and make those your unique brand. And it really got me thinking, what are different archetypes that I embody? And so for me, what I've come up with is I've come up with, how do I put this? Like I've come up with mother, like there's this just like my own motherhood speaking to and working with motherhood and my own motherhood nurturing energy kind of.
And I can get that from you 100%.
Hey, thank you. So there's like this mother aspect, divine mother that wants to come through. There is, there's also this, what's the other one? Okay, well, I'm coming up with a different one. So another one that I was going to say third, but I can't remember the second right now. So the other one that is coming through is also like really letting through this, I'm calling it dancer right now. Because I'm still working on embracing the full range of it, but it feels like it wants to move into really being more fully expressed in my sexuality, in being a leader for women to really activate their sexuality, embrace their sexuality. It's like this, and when I say dancer, it's kind of like this, this spiciness, you know, like as Annie called it out, like this spicy side of my life that I'm just learning to be more public about and is like for me to reveal. But there is, it's a huge part of me, honestly, and that I've really spent a lot of time. And so it's like around relationships and divine feminine energy, but also the sexuality, the Shakti, the Kundalini, the like really embracing the sexuality, creativity piece. So it's like this motherhood piece, this creativity piece. And then I think the other is just like the spiritual, it's just like the goddess that's just the transmission of the divine, the oracle. That's just like, okay, when I just put myself out of the way, like one of my other friends said, it's like just being a hollow bone, where just like all of the information just transmits through me.
Just let it come through.
Yeah, to come through. So it's like this oracle aspect to myself. And so like, okay, like how do I then, in all of my sharing and my social media, how do I bring through all three of these components of myself and really showcase that this is who I am in my brand, and have all of my marketing and have just my whole field infused with all these three things. And then that's what helps me to stand out as a coach, as a leader, you know, as just a feminine being and person in the world. So that's why I'm so excited with what you're sharing about integrating this like law and spirituality that has felt like two different worlds to you. And then integrating them and being like,
since I started.
oh, if I'm a lawyer and I love spirituality, I'm not the only one in the world. And there are other people that that want to be able to connect those that I can help to guide and bring through. So yeah, I'm super excited about that, and offer that for all of you to really be an inquiry around in your magic of like, what are the unique intersections and how can you create them and allow them to come together as a unique offering into the world of who you are.
It just took a massive download for me to find out.
You know, sometimes that's the thing. It's like, and what not only took a massive download, it took you giving up what you thought you wanted. You thought you wanted to own your own law firm, and you were so fixated in a positive way, but so focused on that was what you wanted. It didn't actually, there was no space for the download to come through. And once you actually acknowledge the truth of your being, that actually that wasn't the thing that you wanted. What you really want is this other thing that also is being an owner of something, like the owning your law firm. But it's not just like, I want to own a law firm and do law all day long and manage other people that do law and be a business owner and deal with all of those pieces. It's like, no, I want to create an offering that helps people to really integrate the law and the spirituality in a whole new way.
I mean, literally, it's still the background on my phone, the mini vision board from the old vision. It's the old vision, but I haven't gotten a new one to put up there yet. So.
Right. Yeah. You haven't recreated all the visuals and all the things around you yet, but they're going to catch up. And so, yeah, that is just, sometimes that is really the big thing, is letting go of what you think you want and being present and honest in this moment with who I am, with all my upgrades, with all this information. What is my heart really calling me into? And this inquiry around what is the intersection of all of these different aspects of myself growing, who I was growing up, anything I've ever wanted or been interested in. One of the questions we ask, what have you always wanted that you've denied yourself throughout your life? That might be the key. The key might be saying yes to the thing that your heart's always asked you for and you've never like given it to yourself. And then when you finally do, you're like, oh, that is actually the direction I want to go. And that's the key.
You know, it's always kind of funny because my undergrad was English literature. So I've always had this creative side to me. I just don't get to explore it as often when I'm working.
Totally.
It's just, I mean, for obvious reasons, it's research and all that. But it's like when I'm actually doing the reading, I can actually do that at work. I work from home. I can do that at work.
Totally. Yeah. So I can't wait to see where you take this and your journey and your Oracle card channel and your singing channel. And I'm so excited.
And I feel like that singing channel was just a springboard to letting me know that, hey, this is actually a thing I can do.
And, you know, I've had so many things. Like I had several failed businesses, if you will, over the last few years. Like I first started this business called Echo Healing with my previous boyfriend. And that was his business idea. And he was the one that like had all of it. And I was like, oh, I'll help you with the business side, because he's a musician and doesn't really like business. And I have a lot of experience in business and marketing and finance. And so I was like, okay, I'll bring the business side if you want to bring the musician and the meditations and stuff. And so we started and we launched that business and we worked hard on it through 2020 together. And we had a lot of fun with it. We created a lot of great stuff, learned a lot of things, and it never really made money. Like it never really went anywhere, never really sold much, right? And those meditations are now what I'm using as the basis of my current meditations that I've upgraded, added new tools to, new visualizations to from other trainings, and have even expanded more, right? But so sometimes the first thing that you start isn't the thing that's meant to take off. But one of my philosophies is it tells me the direction to go. I used to have this metaphor as a kid of like this visualization of taking a ball and a Sharpie and writing down essentially a goal on it, writing down a direction, and then throwing it and chasing it. And the point wasn't necessarily to get the ball. The point was the direction that I go, the people I meet, the things that I do, the downloads I get while I'm chasing my goal are what I'm meant to have. And they take me in the direction I'm meant to go, even if it looks like the thing itself I never accomplish, I never achieve, it never is successful. That's not the point. The point isn't that it has to be. It just takes you the direction.
Sorry, it's just funny you mentioned that because it took me 4 tries to pass the bar exam. And when I was about to give up that last time, like if I don't get it, I'm not doing it again.
Right.
That's when I got it.
Yes. Well, but then you were also like all in, right? You're like, this is it. And I've already done it. And you had the experience, you had the knowledge, you worked your butt off to get to there. You know, one of my friends, Lisa, that was on a lot of the calls and stuff. But she and I we worked together as administrative assistants for a financial advisor. And so we were both like the assistants in his office. And so we spend 8 hours a day together working and talking about life. And we just became best friends. And when we were talking about our hearts and what we wanted, she was like, to be a realtor. She's like, I've never admitted that. I've never said it, but like, I really want to be a realtor. And that started her on this whole path. Well, it took her 3 times to pass the realtor exams. She's just like, it was so hard. And she got to that, like, if I don't pass it, like, I'm just done. I can't keep doing this. Maybe it's not meant for me, whatever. She finally passed it. And let me tell you, she was the fastest rising star realtor in her area in Denver, in her things. She has become one of the top producing realtors in the area. She is having all these different realtor firms fighting over her and like begging her to come to their company and giving her all these perks because she's amazing at what she does. And she does it with so much heart and love for people. But you had to do all these like math equations, and she hates doing math equations. You had to do like know all this random shit and memorize stuff to pass the exam. And it was like totally not related to what her job actually is that makes her a good realtor.
That's the funny thing about the bar exam. Like, it's not real life.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. It's not at all what actually being a lawyer is like. But you just have to like pass this arbitrary thing to be able to be allowed to do the thing that you actually want to do, which is even true of other things. Like I have my transformational coaching certification. I learned a lot in the process, and I mainly use my intuition. I mainly use energy practices. I have tools and I have worksheets and I have different things we can go through, but that's not actually the thing. But I have the certification in the name of transformational coaching, and it's the basis of what I'm doing and offering. But the how that they gave me is not actually the how I use in most of my sessions. Mostly my essence.
Speaking of sessions, I booked the free one with you.
I saw you. I saw you. I'm so excited to get to drop in with you even more on all of this. This is a little mini precursor of our session, but I feel like it was so good to get to have this with everyone else in the room, because such good gems came through around following your passion, around the intersection of who you are and your branding. So I'm really happy that everyone else here got to receive these particular gems. We're meant to be there. And then you and I get to dive in even deeper here soon. I saw that come up and you did well. So
I couldn't resist.
Yes, I know. I was like, come on, just get on a call with me. Let's just hang out and spend some time together. I know you're already in the middle of something else. I know you're doing Annie's thing, and let's just talk and drop in and see what's there. So yes, amazing. Okay, Tiffany, it's been super helpful and inspiring. Yes. Okay, Tiffany, with your comment there, I'm feeling like the energy is going to you. Would you be interested in coming on right now? I know you don't have your video on. Are you able to? If so, just sharing, your thoughts and breakthroughs. Rochelle, thank you so much. And I will talk with you soon. All right. Oh my gosh, this is so great. I love hearing from you guys and dropping in and just having things come through live. Interactive is different than me over here just sharing the story I'm, intending to for the day. So Tiffany, if you are available, okay, I do see it. Looks like you are. So let's bring you up here. Okay, awesome. Welcome, Tiffany.
Hey, Mayumi.
What is
Hey,
alive for
everyone.
you? What are you feeling inspired and moving forward in your life? You've had some really big, like, ahas and things coming through. So
Yeah, you probably saw my my embodiment rituals from last night. And it's like, why am I not like, I do Reiki and I do oracle readings. I'm learning tarot. I do, you know, TikTok videos, but I haven't really been incorporating like my practices into it. So when I was doing my third eye chakra ritual thing, that's what was coming through for me is like, you got to do it, just do it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. But I also love to sing, and I'm really like wanting to get sound bowls. That's what I'm really feeling like inspired to do is like sound healings. So that's awesome.
I have my little one.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been looking them up all night. All night I was looking at like the crystal like 7 chakra sets. They are not cheap, but I'm putting it out there, you know, maybe somehow the universe will come through on that. But I have a lot of different like ideas on different videos and like maybe getting out in nature and doing like, you know, a waterfall video and put it on loop or something, you know. I just have like a bunch of like different inspirations and ideas coming through. So I'm really excited, but also really terrified.
Totally, that's normal. Part of the practice of this, you guys, I'm going to give you another secret. This is a hack. Get used to being terrified. Living in that space where you are on the edge of being terrified, like that is living, that's where your expansion is. That's where
Okay.
you're entering. And when you start to rewire your brain, and this is part of the secret of it, is you start to rewire your brain and tell yourself, this is where all my dreams come true. The more I spend, so you start to have this positive feedback loop, telling your body, telling your brain, yeah, this is edgy. Yeah, this is scary. But you start transforming that terror into like anticipation and excitement, right? And you start to feel and you can start to practice with the visualizations, practice with the feelings of it, and just noticing when that terror comes up, like honoring it, honoring the fear, like I hear you, I feel you, like yes, this is scary. Yes, this is whole new territory for me. And deep breath. This is where my dreams come true. Saying yes to what I am being called for from this feeling here. On the other side of that yes is my miracle. On the other side of that yes is my breakthrough. On the other side of that yes is where I get to really expand and have my dreams come true. And you start to have this feeling in your body that one of my mentors or somebody else that did a challenge earlier that really supported me, Isabella Braveheart is her name. And so she does this thing on like public speaking and like really telling your story powerfully, embodied storytelling, which really helped me. I did her challenge a couple months ago, and that super helped me to be able to embody a little bit more as I was telling in my own challenge, telling my stories. And so from one of the things she says is, and I said it once in the sessions, follow the puke. Follow that.
I've heard that.
Like, I don't know if I can do this moment. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where you go. That's the direction.
Exactly how I feel.
Yes. So follow it. Follow it, and not to the point where you like overwhelm yourself so that you shut down. So it's a fine line that you have to learn to gauge in yourself when you walk this. Because if you push yourself too hard and go too far, then sometimes it can cause like this like pull back and shut down. Where all of a sudden, like you're like, run the other way, and you block it off, and you're like, not that, that's too scary, right? Your defense mechanisms might kick in.
Yeah.
So there is a balance to like really caring for yourself, nurturing yourself, honoring the fear, being with it. Because there's also, so there's like these two things, right? I love paradox, and I love like when you can hold opposite things at the same time in your reality is when you can really transcend duality. And you can really bring everything into oneness. So I follow the puke. And I also hold that I only go as fast as the slowest parts of me are safe to go.
Okay.
That much out. I only go as fast. It's actually a lyric from a song from one of my favorite artists, Karen Drucker, as the slowest parts of me are safe to go.
You'll have to share that one. I've never heard of her before.
Yeah, so it's Karen Drucker, and I think the song is called Gentle with Myself. I will be gentle with myself. It goes, I will hold myself like a newborn baby child And I will only go as fast as the slowest parts of me are safe to go. So holding yourself in that too. So you're leading part of yourself, you're excited part of yourself, you're following that direction, you're saying yes to your inspiration, you're researching the singing bowls, you're calling in the divinely aligned ones off of Facebook Marketplace that are super cheap and like super perfect. And you're like, yes, I get to get them for like youth price on someone who's just like moving and needs to get rid of them because they're heavy and they're giving it to me for like 20 bucks, you know, like you're calling in your perfectly aligned thing and following that pew. And at the same time, you're holding your inner child and you're saying, okay, and I'm only going to go as safe as the slowest parts of me are safe to go. How fast are we safe to go today, body? How fast are we safe to go, inner child? And really caring and loving for yourself as well. So you're not pushing yourself into anything that actually feels unsafe. Because there's a difference, right? There's a difference in your body between actually feeling like, okay, I'm expanding. Like this is exciting and a little nerve tingling, but I can do this. And like, oh my God, I don't feel safe. Like this is triggering some sort of wounding from the past that I just need to just be with and create safety, because we have to, all creation comes from a platform of safety. We can't access our higher chakras if our root chakra and our safety is compromised.
Right.
The first thing always is to make sure that you have a foundation of safety and support for yourself, to yourself, from yourself to yourself. And then from that, all the other pieces can come. And so if you start to notice that like, I'm not feeling safe, then going back to the root chakra, back to establishing safety for yourself, even if it's just, I find a very simple practice for myself is just hand on my heart, hand on my chest, hand on my stomach, or my womb, breathing deeply and just saying, I am safe. I am safe. And just being with myself and affirming that I'm safe and creating a feeling of safety in my body, my energy, my mind. If my nervous system is triggered and activated, feeling into my spine, breathing through and relaxing, like literally imagining that I could like draw a hand down my spine. And as energy goes down, it's releasing tension and calming my nervous system, bringing it back into alignment and regulation. And so whenever I notice that something has pushed me, I'm triggered outside of a place where I feel safe, or I feel like I've gone into fight or flight, my nervous system is activated, my breath is like really rapid and shallow, then I go, okay, stop everything else, return to safety. That's primary. That is the top most important thing. Nothing else, nothing is worth sacrificing my safety and my nervous system balance. And I've even set these boundaries with people in my life. I set these boundaries with my husband. If there's something going on, if there's an activity that he does or a way of being that he has, but I feel unsafe, I'm like, I need space. Like, I'm not going to interact with you until I can restore safety to myself, until I can feel good. And if it compromises my safety, it's not welcome in my space, you know? And with him, to be vulnerable, he really likes to drink. It's something we're working on together at the moment, honestly, but he likes to drink alcohol. He's been a big partier in his life. He loves to go out and go to bars and sing karaoke and hang out with the guys and get wasted. And I'm like, okay, do it. I used to try and manage it. I used to try and control it. I used to try and protect him from it. I don't do any of that anymore. But I do say, listen, I don't always feel safe around you when you're at a certain level of drunk. So if you're going to do that, you need to not come home. I don't really care. I just don't want to know about it. It's your problem. You get to deal with it. You get to deal with your hangover. I don't want to deal with your stinky breath in my bed. I don't want to deal with your energy. I don't want to deal with you being hungover and feeling like crap the next day. That's not my problem. I'm not making those choices. So if you want to make those choices, you can. And then that's why we still live separate. And I'm like,
that's a good idea. Yeah.
You have a few nights a week that you can do whatever you want. And if you choose to do that with yourself and your time, that's fine. And when you're back to feeling good and you are able to hold a safe container for me, then come on over. You're welcome in my space. But you're not welcome in my space if you are doing something to yourself that has the effect of me feeling unsafe in your space. Not because he's ever violent or abusive or anything. It's just, I don't like being in that energetic. My body is like, I don't want to be around that vibration.
Yeah.
You know, in my field, like I keep my field really clean, and so it also has been like prioritizing myself. It's part of my self-love. It's prioritizing myself, my nervous system regulation, my safety and myself. and creating healthy, loving boundaries with people in my life that bring up something that I'm like, yeah, that's actually really not okay with me. I don't feel safe in that.
Wow. Yeah. The and the exercise is very helpful because I struggle with that, like trying to bring myself back into safety and like telling myself that I'm safe. So thank you for that.
Yes, bringing yourself back to safety. Yes, Tia, even if from their perspective, what they're doing feels safe to them. What he's doing feels safe to him. That's
Right.
fine. But it doesn't feel safe to me. And the only one who gets to say how I feel about my safety is me. Sorry.
Right.
But I get 100% autonomy over that. You can't say that what you're doing makes me feel safe if I say it doesn't. No, I get to say if I do or don't feel safe, and I get to be responsible for that. I don't get to blame you. I don't get to project it onto you. I don't get to say, hey, you're being bad because you're drinking and that you shouldn't do that. And you're a horrible person. And right. I don't get to go blaming on him. No, that's not helpful. That just makes him feel worse and causes fights. I do get to say, listen, I feel unsafe and uncomfortable in this environment and dynamic. And so I would prefer it not be in my home.
Right.
You make those choices. Can you do something? Can we have agreements so that that doesn't affect me negatively in that way? Right. And so I'm just owning my own feeling. I'm just speaking from there with him. And then I'm letting him choose. I'm not telling him what to do. I'm not controlling him. I'm not micromanaging him. He does whatever he wants to do. And he also respects me and my feelings and my field and my container. And he wants for me to feel safe. He doesn't want to do anything that has me feeling unsafe. He doesn't want that. Right. So he makes choices for himself such that it's not going to have that negative impact. And then for me, I get to just return to and hold and maintain my own inner safety. And if I'm in situations or dynamics where it's not as easy, say I'm out at a friend's house and they're doing something at their house that I don't feel safe in, and it's just kind of like out of my control, right? I also just have total autonomy to bring myself back and say, I'm safe in myself. I'm safe. I trust myself that I will express my truth and my authentic needs in the moment with who I need to, even if it's unpleasant, even if they don't want to hear it, even if I think it's going to cause a problem. That's been a huge piece, is trusting my own self-expression, trusting my own ability that I will speak what I need to speak in the situation and moment to keep myself safe. And that builds my own reputation with myself, that I know I'm trustworthy. Because I'm not betraying myself for somebody else, or to keep somebody else happy, or to keep the peace. Right.
That's helpful too. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Because I'm actually living with my cousins now, and there's 4 people here, including me, or not including my son and I.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to know like how to approach them in a loving way if anything happens here.
Yes. Yeah. And just realizing, okay, what is the choice I can make in this moment for me and my son to be safe and to feel safe? It's going to our room, it's going out for a walk, it's speaking up, it's asking for a shift in a dynamic or the household or whatever is going on, because navigating living with other people is difficult. I mean, I stayed with my mom in her guest bedroom with my family of 4 when I was in California for like a week in various different times while we were visiting. And it was a lot to be in her space, and she has certain requirements on her space, and she has a very nice house in Dana Point, Orange County, California, with very nice things, and it doesn't always interact with like 3-year-olds that want to spin around and wave things, and she's like, you know, I feel like sometimes like, we can't just relax and be us, because like there's this constant concern she has over her space and her rules and all of her things. And I respect her and I love her, and I really am grateful for her creating that space for us to be there, so we're not having to pay something out of pocket super expensive there. And we have to navigate. She works part of the day and her work is on the phone and she needs it to be quiet. And I have 2 young children. So it's like, okay, what do I need to do? We need to plan to be out at the park by 9 a.m. You know, like, what do we need to do to work with everyone's needs in the space, and always holding the highest and best of everyone's needs being met 80%. You're never gonna, like, when you're cohabiting and when you have a bunch of people, no one's needs are gonna get met 100%. Like, you just have to
Right.
accept that. It's just not
Yeah.
gonna happen. No one's gonna have 100% of their needs met. So if everyone can be willing to like look for like an 80-20 ratio of like, okay, because if someone's needs are getting met 100%, maybe someone's needs are only getting met like 20%. Right. Like,
Right.
sometimes there's a cost. Like, okay, I'm going to meet your need, but your need for total like, let's just say total absolute silence, me like really needs it. So our need to be able to move about freely and use the house and live our lives and have conversations is at 0. Like, we don't get
Right.
to do that for your need to be 100%. So how can we balance it so we can have a bit more of our needs? And then like, maybe you won't get 100% of your need for silence met, but maybe there is a time when you need to like, okay, between these hours, you get 100% silence, and we find a way to not be in the house. So that
Right.
way we don't interfere with that, right? So there's ways of working, and I've done a lot of living with other people. I had a house in Colorado that I had 4 roommates. I had 5 rooms. I lived in one and I had 4 roommates, and I managed the house, and we actually made it like a community housing, like community living kind of situation. Ultimately, by the end of it, it wasn't even a roommate situation. We really made like a dancer, like a super fun house. And there was a lot to navigate in living with a bunch of other adults in the same house with like basically no sound privacy. It was old and you could hear everything. And it's like, so there was, I definitely have had a lot of experience in like what it is to live with family, to live with other adults, and to like have to navigate how do we make our space as comfortable as it can be, even while we don't have all the privacy that we would love to have. And so, yeah,
Right.
Rochelle is saying that you and your husband live with your sister's family, which is chaotic. Her husband, her 2 girls. It is. And like, there's just a certain amount of chaos that is inherent when you put a lot of humans in the same space.
Yeah.
And I know that is one of the things that you're manifesting, Tiffany, is a space for yourself and your son.
For me and my son. Yeah.
Is
And I
so
really
lovely.
want to go to Costa Rica. I've even been looking into Mexico too, because I read somewhere that I have to have a passport valid for 6 months before I can go to Costa Rica. So
No.
I'm not sure.
That's not correct. So let me
Okay.
clarify that. Your passport can't expire within 6 months. So if you got a passport
Okay.
5 years ago and it expires, say in March, you can't come here in January because your passport
Okay.
has to be here for at least 6 more months. Once you get your passport, you can be here the next day.
Okay.
Getting a passport can be fast.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, I was kind of bummed. I'm like, well, where else can I go in the meantime, you know?
Yeah, no, that's not a rule with Costa Rica. I don't know exactly how it was worded, but that's all it means is Costa Rica just wants to make sure that if you come here, that you're going to be able to go back to, as a tourist, that you can go back to the United States and you won't get stuck here because
Right.
your visa expires.
Right. Now,
So
how
they
hard
just
is
like
it?
don't let your visa expire within 6 months to come in. But if you have a brand new visa, absolutely, you can totally come. And if you have like a flight on the books and stuff, you can actually get expedited passports and things like that done,
Oh, wow,
so
okay.
that they can happen even faster.
Even faster.
Yeah, so sometimes there's like, an extra $30 or an extra like fee associated with it, but you can actually, like, depending on where you live, you can go to a passport agency, apply in person, and like show them your flight and get it within like a week practically. So like there are ways to get your passport a lot faster. And there's a lot, when you look that up, there's a lot of companies that want to charge a lot of money for doing that for you, but you don't have to do it. So don't do one of the companies that's like, if you pay us $500, we'll get you your passport in a week, because there's
Yeah.
actually ways to do it like directly in the system that you don't use the other company's services. So just a heads up.
Thank you so much for that.
Yes. So let's have some more conversations, Tiffany. This is a bit
All right.
amazing. Thank you so much. I feel like
Thank
there's so
you
much
so
that
much.
you brought forth in this conversation and what you shared. Yeah, exactly, Rochelle. Though some of those companies are very scammy. That's why I'm saying they have ads. As soon as you start researching it, there's ads everywhere. Don't click on them. Those are the scams. Those are the
Okay.
yeah, they're just trying to make money off of people that are desperate to get a passport. And there are ways to do it in the system that is way cheaper and not scammy. So, but yeah, so thank you. There's so much goodness that came through and out of this conversation. Thank you for sharing yourself.
Thank you, Mayumi.
You're
Yeah,
welcome,
this is
guys.
fun.
I would love to hear in the chat, how was that for you? Was there some things that aha'd in terms of those different pieces of how to create safety in yourself and how to like own your voice and your self-expression, and and honoring your own boundaries while at the same time being loving and kind to the other person and not telling them what they can or can't do or trying to control their actions, but just honestly speaking from your feelings and sharing like what you're feeling and what you need. Yeah, I felt like there was some really good, felt to me like there was some good stuff. I'm curious to hear if it came through. Holding the yes while holding the, what is that word? You want it's patience by holding the patience, is that what you mean? Passions, yes. Holding the yes while holding the passions. Okay, there you go. That is what it is. Patience, yes, like holding the patience and holding the yes. Cool. Is there anyone else that wants to come on here to step safely forward? Okay, got it. That wants to come on while we're here. There's so many of you I've been seeing. I would love to hear, even if it's just like quick spotlight shares before we go. I'm going to say, Mar, I see you there. You've been on camera. Do you want to say hi real quick? Yeah, okay. Let me unmute and then add your spotlight. Mar, hi. How are you, love?
Fine, I was here studying, but I can just do a little break.
Yeah,
listening
just
to
like a
all
quick
of you.
2-3 minutes. I would just love to hear your voice, what you're about. Yeah.
Yeah, this experience for me has been like a breakthrough because I also did Annie's one, but it is true that that there was something that was holding me back because I don't know, like I didn't write in the Facebook group, like you know, barriers that we put for ourselves that doesn't let us expand. But in this one, I just told myself that I have to step forward and that I have to work and write and all that kind of things. And it's been incredible to connect with all the people because in that way, I feel that this experience has been bigger and that I have experienced something bigger inside of myself that I can describe and that I have never felt before in all my life. And I think that's been pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. I am receiving that. Thank you so much for following your heart's call to show up, to share yourself in the group, and just to say yes to you and the part of you that's resonating with this experience. And I hear just like a deeper and new thing is being called forth.
Yeah, in fact, I have some tests coming soon to get my dream job. And with this experience, I feel that I can achieve it because I've always been with this test, like I cannot make it because of what I have thought about myself and all the things that I created from myself, but from others since I was little, like from some experiences. And with this experience, I have felt like when I have to work out because I have physical tests, I have an interview, I have like a lot of tests. And I have feel like I'm capable of achieving it, of achieving the life of my dreams because I can make it and I am enough to do it. And it's been amazing going to work out, putting myself there and knowing that I can evolve and seeing that evolution that I haven't been seeing because I was putting a barrier there. Yeah.
Wow. I feel it. The shifts in your field, that's just like those walls that were there that had been like holding you in have like dissolved, and you're like, you have this freedom in space to express, to move forward in your dreams with a stronger underlying belief in yourself and your ability to achieve and to complete this test. What kind of test is it? Curious.
I want to be like kind of a CSI or a criminal profiler analyzer. And in my country, to be that, you first have to be a police officer and then you have to move. So I have to be a police officer first before all of that. And I have to do all those steps. Like I have to run, like do a pull up and be like that, a circuit. Then I have 5 exams or something like that, an interview, like a lot of tests, but right now I feel I can do it.
Wow, wow, wow. I honor you so much. Thank you for sharing the specifics. Like, that's so exciting. And yeah, I'm feeling like, whew, what that calls out of you, because you have to surpass not only mental limits, but physical limits, right?
Yeah,
You
that's
have to
the
have
hardest part for me.
your
Physically.
body, and yet your body is capable of so much more than you think it is. You know,
Yeah.
if you've ever done, and I'm sure you've done so many just like fitness challenges and things where you like think that you're like at your limit, and then you still do yet another push-up, yet another. And so much is the strength of your belief and the strength of your mindset is such a crucial part for what your body can actually perform to and what you expect of it and call it forth.
And what it is more important is that you see a difference in your body, because I was really different 2 years ago for who I am right now. But you learn how to love your body and don't compare to others, because obviously it's kind of a competition. But you have to embrace what you have been going through and not compare to what others get or the results they get, which is
Yes.
also very important.
Yes, that is so important with something like this, is to like really be present to like, okay, I'm only competing with my own best. Like, it's just an expansion of myself. It doesn't matter how many push-ups she can do. It doesn't matter how many pull-ups she's doing. Like, it's not about comparing myself to anyone else's capabilities or body in any way, shape, or form, whether it's a strength or a beauty or a whatever contest, like letting
Exactly.
go of it being a contest or competition externally, focusing on your own self-love and your own just like self-expansion, like getting stronger and more masterful every day in what you do, beating your own best, right? That's really the empowering piece of it.
And that you just need one place, just one place of all that they are offer. They offer a lot of them, but you just need one, and once you achieve it, it's yours. And that's it.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Mara. I am wishing you the best. Thank you for bringing your voice and energy and that breakthrough in the space. This is so powerful, so powerful. So thank you. And I am sending you all the blessings, luck, and positive belief. I know that you are going to pass your test this time. This is happening.
Thank you.
And you are on the road to your dream job. You have the tools
Thank
and you
you.
have what it takes inside of you. So I see you and believe in you. You got this. Thank you, Mar.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's see who else is in the house. Julitza, I know you're shy, and I'm just really feeling like if you can come on even with audio, you would be willing to unmute if you're here. I would just love to hear your voice in this space. How is that land for you? Are you? I'm gonna ask to unmute. If you're willing to come on, let me know if that's possible.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, I am very shy. I don't know why. I guess I'm a selective extrovert. But this course has been really good for me. I just recently broke up a 11-year relationship, and I just needed something to get me out of that funk. It was very toxic. I noticed, I started realizing like I was repeating all my family patterns. So like all the activations every morning for each chakra really helped me. Like I just felt like activated. And I just can't wait to continue doing the bundle and listening to all those activations daily. And I really want to go to Costa Rica, and I don't know, it's just calling me. I'm not sure what it's about or anything, but we'll talk later about it.
Yes, let's talk. I saw that you had, well, we actually had a call. I don't know if you could make it. So let's reschedule. I want to talk with you and one-on-one where you don't need to be shy. It's just you and me. And we'll just talk about what's up for you. Like I said before, like there's no pressure. It's really just an investigation and a conversation, and mainly about you and your life and like what is emerging for you and having a breakthrough in some place that might still be stuck, seeing something new. And then we'll just talk about the program and give you all the details and information and see if that's an alignment for you. So let's get that call back on the book. Sound good?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Are you able to get my messenger things, or should I email you? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Through the email. I already scheduled for 1:30 today.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So last time I thought you were gonna call me, but I realized it was a Zoom thing.
Ah, I see. That's what happened, is that you didn't get the Zoom invitation, or you didn't see that. Okay, let me take a look at, I didn't see that come through. Let's see, is that on calendar? Okay, yeah, you put it in for 1:30 today. Okay, perfect. So when we finish with this, we'll drop in around that for just a bit. That sounds so good. Yay. Okay. I'm so glad that we got that back on the calendar. Thank you for coming and sharing your voice here and what you got out of it and how powerful the meditation activations were with you. I'm so appreciate it. Alisar, yeah, and I think we are going to wrap up here pretty quick. It's noon. And I have other things. My kiddos are going to be coming back soon. And now I've got a call with Julissa to look forward to. And I'm talking to my own coach later today, because you guys, like, being coached is the most important thing, like constantly keeping my coaching alive. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I hope that you guys can join me tomorrow. Yeah, the replay bundles, a few of you mentioned it. I know a lot of you already have it. If you're watching this on replay, on YouTube or in the Facebook group, go ahead and go get that. And we only have a couple more days. It's $33. And if you want to drop the link in the chat here, if you don't mind, Faith, for it, I think it's mayumiessence.com/activate. Just, it's a little bit longer of a link. It's like, but anyway, it's in all the emails, and I'll put it in the group as well. So if you want to get the replay bundle here, mayumiessence.com/challenge-page/activate bundle. So that is the website to purchase the bundle, and it'll have the recordings, and it'll have all of the different information and all of that. So yay. Okay. All right, Tia, did you have something you want to share? If you dropped your daughter off at school, we can have just a couple more minutes here. I'm willing to extend just a few more. If you want, I would love to just hear your voice. I know you've been having a lot, so.
Hey everyone.
Hi.
So
Yes.
I have been going through a lot and I shared some of it in the group. And I just want to say that I'm really thankful for this container, because I honestly, I don't even know if I would have gotten through the things that I have been going through with as much, I guess, grace as I feel like I have, like, just kind of, I've always personally hated the concept of radical acceptance, which is something that I've been taught a lot in, like, the the cognitive behavioral therapy world. I've been doing therapy for quite some time, just trying to release the traumas, the generational traumas, a lot of the limiting beliefs and programming that I grew up on around like narcissistic type behaviors and like a lack of boundaries and enmeshment. And I feel like this program really spoke to me, kind of like Mara was saying. I was also in Annie's program. I never posted anything. I read a lot, and I kind of followed along because I also followed like Annie's YouTube channel, but I never really put myself in there with any of the things that I was going through.
Yeah.
So with you guys, I honestly felt, I don't know if it's just maybe because it was less people, like a more intimate circle, but everyone just seemed so genuine and so caring, and like your energy is so inviting. And I actually have the same tapestry as you do in my room, but it's blue and gold. Yes. Yes. So I did a spoken word poem on my Instagram that I had shared about like everyone being like love essentially. And so when I saw like your intro with that behind you, it instantly clicked for me. I've never seen anyone else with that tapestry. It was like, okay, this is obviously like a sign that I am where I'm supposed to be.
I love that, all these little signs and synchronicities. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Yes.
And I've been seeing like 222 a lot, just randomly, like all throughout a whole bunch of different like aspects, more angel numbers, like more synchronicities, like small downloads, nothing super profound. But honestly, I feel like the shift is in position, like it's in place, it's starting to happen. It's not like a full 180, which I understand it doesn't happen instantly.
Sometimes.
But I did get the replay bundle, and I'm excited to like go back in on my own time, and just kind of like try to drop into that place a little bit more to see if those shifts are more profound when I don't necessarily have other daily responsibilities distracting me from being like fully present in the moment.
Yay, amazing. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for coming on and sharing your voice here. Thank you so much for showing up and for saying yes to this immersion, to me, to yourself, most of all. And I'm so happy to hear that it has been catalyzing shifts. And I know some of those shifts have been, less than comfortable. And I also really feel from you, and I feel it myself intuitively in your field, that they are bringing you in alignment with your best and highest good, and things that were not actually supporting you and being in alignment with yourself and that are falling away. And what happens when we say yes to ourselves and we go through these portals is we do have these experiences where things and people that aren't in alignment, that we've been holding in our field sort of by our force of will and or our needs, our like we feel like we need it or want it, but it's not really aligned. Once we start believing in ourselves and just resting in our essence, those things that aren't in alignment, they do fall away. People opt out of our lives. People say, like, you know what, this isn't feeling right to me anymore. You've shifted. And you're like, yes. And I've actually shifted into a way where I'm more aligned with me. And if that's not resonant with you, then it's probably best that we take some space. It's probably best, that we go different ways. And it's with all different peoples in our lives. I mean, that happened for me with my mother and my husband, who are like two huge people in my life. I was codependently holding a specific dynamic in the relationship that was making me really unhappy, that was making them really unhappy. We loved each other. As my mother, we love each other deeply, and our dynamics weren't really supportive and healthy. So when I stepped into alignment with myself, my authentic voice, started speaking my truth, it didn't always land great. It wasn't always what she wanted to hear. And sometimes we had some of the most real, authentic conversations I had with my mom, where she actually really did hear me and what I needed. And it just became really apparent that me working with her and her business wasn't really in alignment for me. It wasn't serving my highest good. I was really burnt out, and I wasn't happy doing the work I was doing. And it was like something to force myself to get to the computer every day. And so we really actually did come to a beautiful place of like, yeah, let's take some space. And with that, she was able to actually give that to me generously in support of me. And she helped me by even giving me, like, still keeping me on payroll and still keeping me with some of my health benefits and all of that as I went into an extended maternity leave with my daughter, honoring that I really wanted a 1-year maternity leave. Like, it's a freaking long maternity leave. And I'm like, I only took a month off when I had my first child, and I just felt like I didn't get to have the bonding time with him I wanted. And when my daughter was born, I was just like, I want to just be with her. I just want to be and just get to be home and hold her and have nothing else I have to worry about. And so I did. That's what I did. I took the time off. I took the time for me and her. And I spent a month, the first month of her life, I spent sitting in this big gray rocking chair that I had bought, just holding her, nursing her, and watching this TV show from Canada called Heartland. And it was like 12 seasons and like 20 episodes per season. And I watched it like 6-8 hours a day. It was like all I did. And I'm not a TV watcher. Okay. I just don't even usually watch TV. And I just got pulled into this show. And yet this show had so many it was beautifully written. And I really resonated because the girl in it was a horse trainer, and I was a horse trainer.
It used to be a book. I read those books when I was a teenager.
Oh my God, Tia, like the tapestry, the books, we have so much. Our heart resonance is so strong. And so watching that show, it actually was some of the things that helped me come into alignment with my true values, my true heart's desire, who I really was from myself as a young girl, as a teenager, grounding back into that, my dreams for my relationship and how that was different than how my relationship was feeling at that time. It helped me to see a lot of things because I just gave myself the time and space to just have nothing to do. Like I even had a nanny housekeeper. I didn't want to cook. Like I had nothing to do but sit in that chair, nurse my baby, and just be with myself for like a month postpartum. And it was the best gift I could have given me and her. And my bond with my daughter, she's so securely attached, even with everything that we've been through and we've changed locations. She and I are just, we're just so close and so tight. And I feel the richness of that depth of bond that we have and the depth of secure attachment she has from just getting to be held in her mama's arms nonstop when she was just in that first month of arriving into life. And so it can be so powerful to just really own what your needs are, what your truth is, and speak that, and then allow relationships to shift however they need to shift to be in alignment with who you truly are, standing in your essence and trusting that what's in alignment for you is in alignment for all.
Yes, the greatest
Not
good.
hurting anyone else. Because if you being out of alignment was somehow what they needed in order to be with you or show up in yourself in a certain way, there's probably an element of enabling, of being with them and not having them show up in their highest good, their most aligned self. I was like enabling a lot of things in my husband. And it was out of alignment for me. And frankly, it was just enabling a lot of his self-destructive behaviors and a lot of his addictions. 12-12 here too, right? And so it's like, it's been so when I stopped doing that and I stopped my codependent behaviors and I stepped into alignment with myself, things really shifted. And he went into a really dark place for a while that I was like, oh my God, I don't know if he's coming out of his depression and coming out of his addictions, but he had to go face them. And it wasn't a journey I was to go with, and it wasn't something I could prevent him from doing, and it wasn't something I could fix for him.
Exactly. That's what I was saying when I sent you that message before, was that my relationship of a year and a half ended over this past weekend, just due to me setting a boundary with like, I need to put my energy into myself and my daughter. And I was expecting him to give me that space because we don't live together. Ironically, I actually still live with my daughter's father, even though we've been separated for quite some time and we were both seeing other people. So that's kind of a strange
Oh my God, Tia,
situation to navigate. Yeah. And that's another reason I felt connected to you, because we didn't have like an open relationship, but we were never like, I got pregnant 3 months after I met him. Like it was a really fast rolling, and I was on birth control too. It was a really fast rolling ball. And I just kind of accepted like that I was going to have my daughter. And then they told me that I was having a miscarriage. And I was like, I don't believe you. I'm going to go home and I'm going to write this within myself. And she was born perfectly healthy. So yeah, just a lot of crazy things happened. I did the same thing you did after she was born. I was managing at a Starbucks and they only gave me 12 weeks at like 66% of my pay. So I worked up until 3 days before I had her. And then they basically told me that they didn't want to give me my extended maternity leave, which is what they were required to give me. So I had to file to get that. And then I didn't get paid for it. And they didn't hold my position. So I ended up not working there anymore, which pushed me to go to school. And then I completed my bachelor's in April of last year in HR. But when I was doing that degree path, I realized like I was more into human rights, not human resources. So then I was like, okay, this is terrible. Like, what am I going to do? I just spent all this money on school. This is not where I want to be. I'm not in my creative essence. And I'm basically just like working for the man if I go into this career field. And here in Washington state, where I am, minimum wage is like $16 an hour. And these HR positions, even with a bachelor's, start at like $17 to $20. Yeah. And I'm like, God, I can't pay my student loans off with that. I'm not even going into a position where I'm getting a leg up. Like I'm pretty much at this point entry level, even though I just went to school for 4 years. Yeah. So I'm like, this is not going to work for me. So while my daughter is in school, I do like Shipt and I do DoorDash sometimes, and I do like personal like shopping and delivery to try to just make enough to pay my bills so that I can be there for her. Like you were saying, anytime she needs help, if she needs to be picked up from school, if she's having a rough day, like to just be present with that. So when we started this container, I started having like some downloads about things that I wanted to do. And when we really did that vocal opening, that had the greatest impact on me, because like for me, I like to share my experiences. Like I'm not afraid of sharing them. It just has to be in the right container with the right group of people. And then kind of like all bets are off and I'll just say anything. And it's just like, yeah. And so I had some downloads about like reading children's stories. And I know there's like a lot of copyright deals with that. So I have to figure out like how I can navigate that so that I could do that for a YouTube channel. I want to do narration for children's books. I don't really know how I can get into that. And that's all like more like business side and less like the creative aspect of things.
Super creative.
So I know that I want to do that, but then also how I was sharing recently was like, I've gone through a lot of like emotional abuse. I've gone through a lot of trauma. I've gone through a lot of really difficult situations. And I want to help other women get through that, where I'm stuck with that. And where it's keeping me from moving forward is that I feel like I get into other people's trauma and I take it on as my own. And I don't know how to bring my field in to be smaller. Like, oh, I can't remember who was talking about that the other day, but I don't know how to do that. And so I get caught in everyone else's
talking
field.
about how she has such a wide open field, and we can go into this another call, but she has such a wide open field that it's really like she had to learn how to bring her field in and make it like so that it wasn't as diffuse and she wasn't as allowing everyone in it.
Yes, because if you want to go into those healing fields
of your own field.
Yes. Yes. And if you want to be a healer like that, you have to learn how to do that, because if you take everyone's burdens on, you're going to be taking those home at the end of the day. And that's where I'm like, I don't know how to navigate that before I step into that. Because if I step into it without knowing how to navigate it, I feel like I'm going to be setting myself up to fail. And then setting them up to fail too, because I won't be able to embody what I need to in order to heal them or to help them heal.
And that's what I do as well. And she taught me, I think, which is I don't take them into me. I go into them. I go into you.
Yes.
So as I sit here holding it, I'm going into your world, leaving myself, my identity, my ego, my world behind. I'm going into your world. And then it's kind of like I drop in and I'm like, ooh, and I start looking around energetically in your world. And I start feeling what, as I do a Reiki session, like what chakra is out of alignment, right? But it's like a surgery where like the doctor doesn't like take the body part and put it in himself, right? For somebody like that wouldn't work. He goes in, he opens up the person he's working with, and then he fixes whatever is out of alignment, whatever is not working in that person. So in healing work, it's so much more effective to go into the other person, go into their world, leaving you and yourself, your ego identity out here. So then once you're in there, then you do your work energetically, surgically, whatever, aligning things for people. And then when you're complete, then you're done, you close it. And within Reiki, we're taught like different like techniques to brush off the energy and release that person, return that person fully to who they are, take back our own energy and our own field and make that stronger, and literally physically wash our hands after every Reiki session to have those clear energetic boundaries so you're not merging with people and so that you're not taking on people's stuff in your life. And what happens with that is what you are doing is your job as a healer, and this is for all of you healers here, your job is just to align with source, align with pure source energy, pure divine energy, open your own channel. And then what you're doing is you're bringing your own channel into their field. So you're now giving them an infusion. It's like being hooked up to a vitamin C infusion on your IV or something, right? You're giving them an infusion of divine source energy by the channel you're holding open, and then kind of like pointing the hose into their energy body. So it comes through you into them. So you fill them up, but you're not filling them up with you. So you don't deplete yourself. You're filling them up with divine source energy coming through you. And after a Reiki session, I feel amazing because in the process, all of that Reiki energy comes through me. It clears me out and it clears them out. So I come out of a Reiki session feeling like enlivened and excited and joyful and like, oh, I feel on top of the world because I just got a full-on energetic cleansing, and so did they.
So maybe that's what I need to look into next is the energetic body, because I read this past year the Nidra Tawwab Glover. I don't know if I'm saying her name wrong. The Set Boundaries, Find Peace book. And I felt like for me, that made a big difference in like the way that I see myself as separate from others, where I can set boundaries so that I can be more in my essence and less like a people pleaser, kind of like we were talking about throughout this process, is like learning where it's okay to say no, because that's in our highest good. And so I think Reiki, like you're saying, maybe that's my next step. Maybe that's what I need to look into. And I don't know anyone in my area that does that. Or
there
that
are some
holds
online
that
trainings
space.
I can connect you to. One of the main Reiki masters does online trainings now, and he's like kind of one of the main gurus that have started a lot of the organization and stuff. There's a whole bunch of different, so Reiki can definitely, there's usually a lot in person in most areas, more than you would think. So definitely just look it up, Reiki and your town name. and Reiki trainings. And if there's a particular teacher or style or things that you feel resonant to as you start researching, there's a lot of online trainings these days because Reiki placements don't need to be done in person necessarily.
Okay, awesome. If any of you have experience with that or have like somebody that you worked with, I would love to hear all the different options that I have that you guys have actually interacted with, because I think that would be probably a better place to start than for me to just start like randomly blindly looking.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, so I have some resources. I'll put some things in the group because there's been a lot of interest. So I'll put it in the Facebook group, a few different websites and teachers and things. So
Awesome.
yeah, thank you, Tia. Oh my God, I'm so glad. I just felt like, oh my gosh, there was still just a little more energy that wants to come through. I want to talk to all of you. Who can come tomorrow? Can you tell me just in the chat to the celebration session so we can continue this? Who can still come and meet tomorrow? Because I have to go. My husband's dropping my kids off and I'm like 20 minutes over when I'm gonna be done with this. Because you guys are so much fun. I love this. This is like really my jam. Like holding the event is great, but as you can tell, like getting in and getting to talk with you and then having the actual on the spot coaching downloads, inspiration come through, like this is my sweet spot. This is like, oh, what I live for. So these are like the most fun sessions for me. I get to have you guys live. Okay, so here we go. Rochelle, be late. Alana, yes. Tiffany, yes. Okay, cool. Tej, yes. All right. Cecile, Christy, Ruth, are you going to be able to be there tomorrow? I didn't get to hear from you today. And if you can come tomorrow, I want to be able to hear from you. Yeah, so let me know if you can, and if you're not in a place you can type, just know that I love you and I want to hear your voice in this space, and I was feeling you in the energetic today, so thank you so much. Everyone on Facebook, I can't see you right now, I don't have a Facebook page up, but sending you all love as well. Cecilia, yes, you'll be there. Okay, Mara's gonna try and be here tomorrow as well. Amazing. Yeah, and then part of it, if you can, be in a place where you can move, because I am gonna pick, I don't know, a handful, 3, 4 maybe, but we are gonna do a little bit of a dance party. Like I'm gonna try and make a little more space, and I just wanna like, be up and be dancing. If you can, wear something nice, like just like make it a party. Just feel like you're going to a party tomorrow. I want to have a celebration, a party, music, and then also be taking some shares and just have more of this coming through. So much love to y'all. And if you haven't, make sure that you do get scheduled on my calendar for these next few weeks and get the replay bundle before the things expire. So I think most of you live here have already done all of that, but if you haven't, go ahead and do so, mayumiessence.com/elevate. And if you have signed up but you haven't scheduled a session, then if you would go ahead and try and get that scheduled so I can see how my schedule is looking for these next couple of weeks. And make sure that you guys get priority over my time. So, okay, I love you so much. Thank you everyone for being here. Have a beautiful day. I love you, honor you, and let's see, can I unmute everyone? If you want to unmute and just say goodbye, I'm gonna go to gallery view.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Love you all.
Lots of love. Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Lots of
Bye-bye.
love. Good luck and everything.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.